unbearably high. Am I your one and only desire? Am I the reason you breathe, or am I the reason you cry?
What is going on? It is Angel Rincon, and I'm here to bring you the promised review. I know it's not September, it's October now, and I'm sorry. It's just that there's been so much shit to do at school, you know, and I've hardly had time to manage my YouTube channel. Like, I can manage my Instagram and stuff, and my Twitter is easy, but my YouTube channel hasn't been as easy, you know. I haven't really had the time for it, and like I said, I'm sorry I didn't make a Night of Champions prediction video, and that is why I'm making up for it by giving you guys a review. So yeah, but I'll do a battleground prediction video. I'll do that, and but anyway, let's go ahead and get to this review. Let's get to this review real quick. Get it out the way. So this is going to be Survivor Series 2002. This is the first event I saw live on pay-per-view. My dad ordered it for me and I watched it, and it was amazing. It was just absolutely amazing. There's the cover with all 6 of the guys that were in the Elimination Chamber, as you can see. It's a pretty good DVD. They had Saliva performing Always at the World in New York, in like the middle of it. They got some pretty good extras too. The extras are pretty good. They've got some interviews from after the match. They show making the Elimination Chamber. They had that Sunday Night Heat match, which is Goldust and the Hurricane versus Lance Storm and William Regal. And then they have the music video for Always by Saliva. Pretty badass song. I love that song. Anyway, I'm going to get to this review of what was a really awesome pay-per-view. This and WrestleMania 18 were tied for best pay-per-view of 2002. And this was definitely the best Survivor Series ever. And, you know, no Elimination Chamber match has topped the one that was in here. I mean, there have been some other great ones after, like at SummerSlam, and there was, I think, New Year's Revolution 05, and there were a few other pretty good Elimination Chamber matches that I love too, but nothing compares to the very first one. Nothing. But I'm going to go ahead and review this real quick. So first up on the card, we had the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Spike, along with Jeff Hardy, going up against 3 Minute Warning, which was Rosie and Jamal, and Rico. Rico had broken away from managing Billy and Chuck, because remember Billy and Chuck were like gay or something at that time, like they were pretending to be gay. It was a publicity stunt, my bad. And Bubba Ray and Spike were the Dudley Boys themselves, because Devon was on SmackDown doing the whole preacher gimmick. By the way, I don't know, y'all can comment and tell me what you think about Devon's preacher gimmick. And so, what's it called? So this is a pretty good match. It was a 6-man elimination tables match, a tag team, 6-man tag team elimination tables. I don't know if y'all noticed, but in the middle of it, Bubba was like laid out on the table, and Rico was like supposed to seem like he was gonna do like a flip off the top rope, so he can. But it said Jeff Hardy was supposed to like knock him off, but it said Jeff Hardy wasn't getting up there, and so he wasn't getting up to the apron. So they kept on having, I don't know if it was Jamal or Rosie that kept on hitting Bubba while Rico just stood there. He was like taunting or something, and at one point you can hear him. It's not on the DVD. On the DVD they edited it out, but of the actual footage, the actual live footage, you can hear Rico say, "Come on, Jeff! God damn it!" You know, because it took Jeff like 30 seconds to finally realize, "Oh shit, I got to go up on the apron," you know. But yeah, it was pretty good, and Devon came back in the middle of the match. By the way, Jeff did his I guess Swanton from like the same place that he did the Swanton at Royal Rumble 2000, the very same place in that very same arena, very same area of that arena. It was a pretty good match with the team of the Dudleys and Hardy winning. I'm gonna go ahead and give that an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. Billy Kidman against Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble walking in as the Cruiserweight Champion. It's for the Cruiserweight Championship. It's a pretty decent match, I'll admit. I kind of missed the Cruiserweight division, actually, and it ended with Billy Kidman picking up the win. Billy Kidman was actually pretty underrated in my eyes. I'm glad he was given a lot of the opportunities that he was given, but still, he was a pretty good wrestler. I love Billy Kidman. And I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. I give that 7 out of 10. Next we have Victoria and Trish Stratus for the Women's Championship. Trish was the Women's Champion going in that match. What can I say? Awesome match. It was a hardcore match. It was a hardcore match for the Women's Championship. This was when the Divas division really mattered. Hell, some of y'all might not want to call them Divas. Y'all want to call them female wrestlers, and that's fine too. I gotta tell you, Victoria and Trish, they were no Bella twins. They weren't no Ava Marie's. They were some tough women. They could fight. Yeah, they could probably kick my ass. But real talk though, it was a great match. It ended with Victoria winning. And I'm going to give that the same rating as the first match. I'm going to give that 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Big Show against Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar walking in with the title. It was an okay match, I guess you could say. Really, it only lasted like 4.5 minutes. I didn't even realize that until like when I looked up the when I was like looking up random match lanes for some reason one day, and then I was like, oh shit, that was 4.5 minutes, and then I watched the match again. I'm like, holy shit, it really was. Like, it wasn't a long match, but I didn't think it was that short. Ended with Show winning after Heyman screwed Lesnar. It's pretty good, I guess. It wasn't that good, They could have made it longer, but I don't know. But nothing. I didn't exactly hate that match, but it just wasn't like the least best. It's not like one of the most memorable WWE Championship matches of all time. I'm gonna give that a 5 out of 10. That's one above Bret Hart's 4 out of 10. Next we had, or no, maybe not 5 out of 10. Yeah, I guess 5 out of 10. I'm sorry. Los Guerreros. Hold on. It was Edge and Rey Mysterio walking in with the WWE Tag Team Championships. Those were the tag team titles that were on SmackDown. They were like the blue ones. They had the blue globe on them. Edge and Rey walked in with the titles, and they put them up in a 3-team elimination tag team match for those titles. The other 2 teams were the team of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, and the other team was Los Guerreros. So we had 3 teams. Guerreros picking up the win. Eddie and Chavo. Pretty decent match, I would say. I'm gonna give that a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty decent. And then we had the main event. For the first time in the history of WWE, no one had ever seen it before. The Elimination Chamber. I remember watching Survivor Series live when I was a kid, and yeah, when I first saw that chamber, I was this was exactly my face. Like I didn't know what to expect later that night, and then I was so excited when the main event was starting. You had Triple H going in as the world champion, putting it on the line against Booker T, Rob Van Dam, Chris Jericho, Kane, and Shawn Michaels. And by the way, HBK, I don't know if you knew this or not, but HBK's attire wasn't finished that night. One of my friends told me that Jericho mentioned it in his book. I haven't read Jericho's book. I want to, though. I've read Stone Cold's book. It's a really good book. But Jericho said that HBK's attire wasn't finished. And I was wondering that, because it only had the heart, like the broken heart on it, and just the letter H. I was like, what's up with that? So, But anyway, this was an absolutely awesome match. And by the way, awesome entrance from Chris Jericho with the King of My World theme. I wish he'd use it again. That was a badass theme. It was really underrated. Uh, a lot of awesome things happened. Man, Triple H got busted open early. Kane threw Chris Jericho through that glass and shit. And hold on, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all the elimination order. Rob Van Dam was the first to be eliminated. Booker T was the second. Kane was the third. The fourth was Chris Jericho. And then we obviously know that Triple H and Shawn Michaels were the last two. But well, I mean, what more can I say? This is an absolutely amazing match. Ended with Shawn Michaels hitting his sweet chin music. Shawn Michaels, my favorite wrestler of all time. Obviously, I don't know if well, many of y'all know that by now. That yeah, he's my favorite wrestler of all time. And I saw him hit the sweet chin music, and the ref counted it 1, 2, 3. One of the happiest moments of my life. The very first pay-per-view that I'm watching live, as it happens, and my favorite wrestler wins the world championship. Yeah, that was Shawn Michaels' last world title win, but he'd still go on to put on other amazing matches. Yeah, despite not being a world champion, it doesn't matter to me. He's Shawn fucking Michaels, you know. He could lose a match and still seem like a winner. But yeah, that was an awesome match and celebration for him with all the confetti and stuff. Great match, one of my all-time favorite matches. And I'm gonna give that the obvious 10 out of 10. Perfect 10, yo. And so yeah, that's my Survivor Series review for 2002. Did I say 2003 at the beginning of the video? I don't know. I meant to say 2002. It's because I was so excited to review this one, you know. I was so excited to review it. I think I may have accidentally said 2003. But no, 2003 is when the American Badass had officially died, and then he went back to the dead man a few months later. But yeah, this is my review of Survivor Series 2002. This is Angel Rincon, signing out.